Alright, what is good everybody? It's your boy Darsora, and today I'm going to give you guys a brief summary of the Duels of Fate script, and then I'm going to take some ideas from the script and add them onto what we got with the Rise of Skywalker to give us one better overall story. I actually think they go hand in hand if you take certain parts and combine them. So I'm going to give you guys this brief summary, and then we're going to continue on with adding our ideas together. Now, to start off this script, we have our heroes on a mission to blow up a First Order base. Finn and Poe, along with Rey disguised as a Tusken Raider, are the ones on this mission. And the mission has complications where the First Order prevents the destruction of their base and makes our heroes in need for a desperate escape. With the help of someone on the inside, they acquire a first-class Star Destroyer and escape. Shortly after, the Knights of Ren come and kill the Admiral who failed to stop the rebels from escaping. General Hux and the First Order find the traitor who helped our heroes escape with the Star Destroyer and publicly execute him on Coruscant, where Hux is now Chancellor. Kylo Ren is on Mustafar, looking for something of importance for quite some time now, and is being haunted by the Force ghost of Luke, who kept his promise to be with Kylo if he struck him down. Luke tries to speak to what's left of Ben Solo, but is not successful. Kylo goes to Vader's castle to find a Sith holocron that Palpatine left for Vader in case Luke Skywalker was ever to kill Palpatine. Kylo activates the holocron, which tells Vader to take Luke to Remicor to meet the Master of the Sith named Tor Valum. After the holocron is over, it does not recognize Kylo, then explodes on him, burning his face. The rebels arrive back on the Resistance base on the Star Destroyer, which is full of weapons and ships that would desperately help the Resistance fight the First Order, but their army simply isn't big enough. Then Rey goes to the ancient Jedi texts that she recovered that reveal under the Jedi Temple on Coruscant there is a Force Beacon, which is a communication device that can call to over 50 planets for reinforcements. After a plan is set in motion, Rey begins training with Luke's Force Ghost to make her stronger in the Force. Rey and Luke argue for some time about the Force and about the balance of the Force, while Rey also tells Luke her doubts in her own abilities since she is no one. And Luke tells her that the Force calls to her no matter what, and that's all that she needs. It doesn't matter where she comes from or who she is. It's all about the Force and the connection she has to it. Luke, while training Rey, is still trying to pull Ben out from Kylo Ren. Kylo returns to the First Order with his burnt face and demands they confront and wipe out the Resistance while he himself deals with Rey. He also takes Vader's mask and throws it off a balcony, admitting that his grandfather failed as a Sith and was no one to look up to. Now we have the Resistance, who splits up into two groups. Group A features Finn, Rose, R2-D2, and C-3PO, who go to Coruscant to retrieve and activate the beacon under the Jedi Temple, while Group B consists of Rey, Poe, and Chewie, who go to a planet named Bonadon to pull some information out from Rey's head that she got from her interrogation with Kylo Ren previously. They pull out a star chart, and shortly after their success, the Knights of Ren confront them on Bonadon and duel with Rey, who after a long battle defeats them. The First Order then tracks the location of the Star Destroyer that was stolen and taken to the Resistance base, which forces the Resistance to retreat. Group A, which was led by Finn, is successful in locating and activating the communication device that sent out a signal to many planets for reinforcements. The signal lasts a little while before the First Order somehow caught wave of this ancient signal and cuts it off. Kylo then goes to Remicor to confront Tor Valum, who is a 7,000-year-old alien of unknown origin. Kylo begins to train with Valum, which leads to him needing to battle a projection of Darth Vader, similarly to how Luke battled Vader while he was training on Dagobah, and after a long battle, Kylo is defeated by his grandfather. After both of the training and information that Rey and Kylo get, they find themselves on the Force planet of Mortis, which was shown in the animated TV show The Clone Wars, where Anakin met with the father, the son, and the daughter, and was thought to be the chosen one. On Mortis, Rey and Kylo battle, using the Force connection that they share against one another that eventually reveals that Kylo killed Rey's parents by order of Snoke. The Force ghosts of Luke, Obi-Wan, and Yoda tried to save Ben Solo one last time, but he is extinguished. Then, after getting reinforcements, Leia and the Resistance fight the First Order in an all-out space and ground battle where the Resistance are victorious. Now, it's also said somewhere towards the end of the movie, Han appears and speaks with Kylo. I don't know exactly what is said, it's not said. And at the end of the movie, they pay homage to A New Hope, where Leia is in a white gown leaving a message in BB-8, very similar to how she left the message for Obi-Wan in R2-D2 in A New Hope, and that ends the movie. Now, that was a really brief summary of the Duels of Fate script. I feel like if you guys want, you should go read it yourself or watch a more detailed summary on YouTube. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of them out there. I just want to give you a basic idea so we can kind of compare it to the Rise of Skywalker. And what I want to do is take some ideas from the Duels of Fate and add it to the Rise of Skywalker. But before I do that, I do want to say, when it comes to the Duels of Fate, I think the highs of the story are definitely better than the highs of what we got with the Rise of Skywalker. But overall, I do like the Rise of Skywalker a little bit more. But like I said, I think adding some ideas from both and combining them together is the best way to go, because I think they actually do go hand in hand if you take certain parts. So it would add maybe like 30 to 45 minutes to the movie, which I think would be great. 2 hours and 15 minutes for the Rise of Skywalker was kind of a letdown since it was the last movie of the whole saga. I feel like it could have been a little bit longer. So what I first want to do when adding stuff to the Rise of Skywalker from the Duels of Fate is to the character of Kylo Ren. I really like Kylo Ren in the Rise of Skywalker, but some of the things in the Duels of Fate would just take his character to the next level. First, we can still have him starting out on Mustafar, which he does in both scripts. But the cool thing in the Duels of Fate is he goes to Vader's castle, which I would incorporate. That's where he finds the Sith holocron. And this Sith holocron he would find in the Duels of Fate, it would not be the same. It would not tell Vader what to do in case Luke killed him, but instead it would explain how Palpatine would be living if he were to ever die, and where he would be located, which would be on Exegol, and it would give Kylo the direction to Exegol. Kylo would go there. It would be very similar to what happened in the Rise of Skywalker. He would explain to him that he was Snoke and, to watch out for Rey. And then he would still direct him to the Master of the Sith, just like, the holocron did in the Duels of Fate. So Palpatine would direct him to the Master of the Sith. He would go there, train, still have to fight the projection of Vader, which I think is one of the coolest things about this whole script. He would lose, which would be the icing on the cake. And Palpatine would direct him to go to the Master of the Sith to make sure that Kylo would be strong enough for him and Kylo to rule the galaxy. But obviously, as we know in the Rise of Skywalker, Kylo was never interested in joining Palpatine. He was always going to betray him, and we would still have the same events take place. The next thing I would add is getting a little bit more of Luke's Force Ghost. I really like what they did with Luke and Rey when Rey was kind of defeated and she was giving up and kind of going to hiding like Luke did. But I would really like to see Luke haunt Ben like he does in Duels of Fate and kind of be there and try and talk to him, which I think would just be a great addition to the story, and it would give Luke more time in the movie, which I think fans would love and Luke definitely deserves. Now, the next thing I really like about the Duels of Fate that I would incorporate into the Rise of Skywalker is the addition of Mortis. Now, not only is Mortis just a really cool place if you guys have watched the Clone Wars, but it also pays a lot of homage to Anakin, which the Duels of Fate and the Rise of Skywalker are desperately lacking, despite Anakin being the most important character to this whole Skywalker saga, and this last movie being the accumulation of the Skywalker saga. They need to add Anakin in, and I think they could definitely do it on Mortis. You have Rey and Kylo fight on Mortis, and their fight can be very similar to the one that we got on the Death Star wreckage. Leia finally gets through to Ben, Rey catches him off guard, kills him, needs to force heal him to bring him back. That's where Anakin's Force Ghost comes in. He talks to them, kind of gives them words of advice and what they need to do going forward to fight Palpatine. Projection of Han comes in, Kylo Ren is officially defeated, and you got Rey and Ben Solo ready to take on Palpatine. And it would be absolutely beautiful because earlier we had Kylo fight Darth Vader, and now you'd have Ben and Anakin. So you would take the grandfather and grandson as both Jedi and Sith and incorporate it in this movie, and it would just show a lot of the progression, and I just would tear up. It would be absolutely beautiful. Now, the final thing I would add into the Rise of Skywalker from the Duels of Fate would be the communication device that Finn, Rose, R2-D2, and C-3PO go get at the Jedi Temple. I think it would be really cool, and it would give Rose an arc that she definitely deserved in this movie. They kind of took a character they built on in The Last Jedi and they made her a basic character, which I know a lot of people didn't like. Then on top of that, when the Resistance find out that Palpatine is returned and he has this fleet, you kind of send a signal out to everyone like, hey, we cannot be scared. We're in a very dire moment. If we don't all stand together and show them we're not afraid, we're all gonna die. So I think that'd be a really cool way to gather everyone up in the galaxy to fight against the First Order and against the Empire, because I do like what they did with Lando in the Rise of Skywalker, but in Duels of Fate, Leia actually asked Lando to go and get smugglers to help them out. So you can incorporate that, so still have Lando go get people to help them, but have it be his smuggler friends and people in that type of area, and have all the general public from everyone around the galaxy be people that get the signal that Finn and Rose and R2-D2 and C-3PO went to go get, and then you have all of those people come together to fight on Exegol or wherever this takes place at. I don't know if it would change depending on how the final movie came to be, but I just think that would be a better addition to get everyone together instead of just having Lando go out and miraculously at the last second on Exegol bring in like thousands upon thousands of ships. I think it was cool, but I like this idea a little bit better. So this is how I would personally kind of combine the two scripts to give us one better overall movie. There's definitely better ways you could even incorporate the ideas that I gave you, or there's things you could take from the Duels of Fate that I didn't give you guys and add them into the Rise of Skywalker to make a better story. But for now, I think this is a really good way to just combine the two. But as always, I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys like Duels of Fate better than Rise of Skywalker? Do you like the Rise of Skywalker more? Do you think kind of adding the two like I did would be a better way to go about it? As always, let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and have a great day, and may the Force be with you. I'll see you guys next time.